What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the local meta report here in St. Louis, Missouri. I, of course, am Brad, aka the Mayor of Lorcana and co-host of the Rules of Villainy podcast. This video series is a series in which each and every week I bring to you the latest and greatest in Disney Lorcana winning decks here on the local scene here in St. Louis. We have a great community, like to celebrate their wins and like to present to you their decks and maybe find some cool things to talk about, some cool things for you to try at home or at your local leagues, and get the word out about how great the community is here in St. Louis and all around. And yeah, that's what this video is. And before we get into 6 decks that I have for you this week, one in which is Infinity, which is really exciting, a little bit of housekeeping. We have a live stream finally for the Winter Spell set. Our first live stream is coming at you this upcoming weekend, April 4th, from Impact Gaming Center. It is going to be a hoot. Every time we work with Impact, we have a great time, a great turnout, and some great Disney Lorcana for you to check out. So be sure to check that link in the description and tune back in Saturday, April 4th at 11 a.m. Central for some great Lorcana. We have some special guests as well. Lorcana Brando, if you've been following the channel or the Lorcana community in general, there's no chance that you don't know Brando. And if you don't, you're about to be introduced to somebody super cool who's been on our live streams before and is going to just bring the heat again on the next. He's so much fun, and we hope that you come check him out. And for the first time joining us on our channel, we have Heath from Be Our Guest Lorcana, now the Mad Drafter. We've had so much fun collaborating with him in the past, as have other creators, going through each and every ink cost throughout each set that's dropped, talking about draft and the limited experience here in Disney Lorcana. So he's going to be joining us in the booth as well. Should be a blast. Really hope that you check that out. And if you don't, it'll still be here on this channel for you to go back, timestamp to the games that you want to watch, and just enjoy, because it is so much fun. And Vince and Andy in the booth are so much fun. Maybe they'll get Kirsten in there too, depending on how she's doing out in the field. But yeah, that's all I got to say about that for now. There'll be more information in the link below. Let's check out the decks that won in week 6, I think, of Winter Spell. I've lost count already. Let's get into it. All right, our first deck of the week comes to you by way of Justin from Team Snuggly Duckling, all the way out at the Collector Store on the Tuesday Night League, getting it done with Blurple once again. If you've been following this video series, you will know that last week Justin got the job done in both Tuesday and Friday night at the Collector Store with this very deck. I reached out to him this week. He said, same deck, nothing different. And if it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's what a lot of people say throughout the years, and it seems to hold true here with Blurple. A very consistent deck, very, very good deck. It's basically a zoo deck at this point. I don't know what else to say about it other than the fact that if you look at 1 through 4 here, we got octopus, mice, little children, cats, elephants. The genie could be any animal you want, a bird and a tigger. And then when you get to the heavy hitters with Elsa, Hades, Demona, and another Hades, you're in trouble, because this deck just takes care of anything that you put out there and just keeps the tempo in its favor. Very, very good deck, very good pilot. Again, not a lot to say about it. Blurple is pretty strong in the version that we have here. We will be talking about a very similar version with just a few tweaks here in just a little bit, but this is the one that got it done on Tuesday night. Congratulations to Justin. All right, moving all the way out to Manticore Game Shop out in O'Fallon, Missouri. Grapes Andy from the Rules of Villainy competitive team got it done with an Amber Sapphire Detectives deck. Not just detectives, though. This is a Daisy Duck Detectives deck, as he calls it, as Daisy Duck is his favorite character. Of course, we have the 1-drop. He did actually also throw in the 4-drop discard Daisy as well, the 2/3 from a few sets ago. But the star of the deck, or at least in this themed version of the detectives, is the 6-drop Daisy Duck from the set championships and the previous set, the Paranormal Investigator, where she comes in and makes the opponent's ink be exerted upon entry into the inkwell, as long as she is exerted. So when she can shift in, she turns sideways immediately and just disrupts the opponent's game plan with the resources, limiting their resources, and that being ink. So he said that every time he found her, it was just, pacha.gif, because that ink is not usable and very disrupting. Aside from that, we have the Grandmother Willow, who is just a problem in itself. Mowgli to snipe actions out of the opponent's hand of their choice, of course. And then the Judy Hopps shift line, the 3-drop, the 4-drop, and the 6-drop, making all the other detectives get alert and give them resist +2. And we got the detective ramp with Donald Duck. We got the genie on 5, who I absolutely loved in the Josh Paltry version of the deck that I was running before this set. Strongly considering going back to, because I was really, really enjoying that. I don't know why I actually stopped playing that. I guess new set, new ideas. But Andy is showing that this deck is still very, very good here in the middle of Winter Spell. Congratulations to him. What else am I seeing here? Oh, Spooky Sight. Spooky Sight is a card that I am surprised we don't see more of. A 6-cost uninkable, but with this as low to the ground as a lot of the decks are currently between Dogs and Amber Steel, Spooky Sight I think could be very, very effective, especially since it is a Sapphire card, and this is a deck that can ramp to it pretty quickly. So maybe we'll see more of that as the meta continues to evolve. Andy ran 2 of them here, found great success at Manticore Game Shop. Congratulations to him. Let's move to the other 2-0 on the night at the same store. All right, for some reason I just said 2-0, but I meant 3-0 out at Manticore. We have Chip, the newest member of Team Rules of Villainy, and our resident Dogs player is asking, am I playing Dogs right? And the answer is no, because this deck usually loses to Dogs from my experience and knowledge, but he decided to test out Blurple with Sapphire Amethyst this week. He found a 3-0 on the night. He said he had one of the best matches that he's had in a long time in a match with our own captain, Jimmy. I don't actually know what Jimmy was on that night, but I do recall him saying that. But Chip got it done with Blurple on the night, and the differences that we see here right off the bat from his deck with compared to Justin's just a little bit ago is he still favors the Rafiki at the 1-drop over the Royal Guard Octopus that we saw in Justin that gets more strength, more challenger per card you draw that turn, while Rafiki is a static challenger 3. So we got Rafiki there at the beginning. We do have the Isis Vanderchill at the 4-drop as well. She comes out. She's a 4-cost uninkable, 4/4, quest for 1. And when you play her, you can exert a character. So she forces action on the board. Of course, she doesn't have rush, so you'll have to have something established already to challenge into whatever you're turning sideways. But the only other big difference here is that he brought back the Bell Accomplished Mystic, this beautiful card from, I believe, Shimmering Skies, where it is a one-time ability, unlike the Cheshire Cat, where when you do play her, you can move up to 3 damage instead of 2 from one character to another, while the Cheshire Cat is 2 damage and repeatable. But yeah, Chip got it done 3-0 on the night. Congratulations to him. It's weird seeing him not play Dogs, but as we've always said on the podcast, it is very, very good to get out there, try other decks, and see those play lines for yourself, so you can either learn from them from the other side as well. So when you're up against them, you know what kind of mindset that player is in when they're playing it. So props to Chip for going out and doing that and just playing a very solid deck. He had to know taking Blurple anywhere. Somebody should feel confident doing, because it is a very, very good deck. So congratulations to Chip for his 3-0 on the night, not 2-0, 3-0. All right, moving on to Bodach's games at Thursday night. This is the deck that would have been 3-0 if it wasn't for this one. Kirsten is finally on the local meta report on Amber Steel, the Diego version that she took all the way down to the Through the Decades 5K and had an incredible performance there. If you want to hear more about her talking about this deck, definitely check out this week's episode of the podcast. Shameless plug for her experience there. She is a fantastic player. She has been dying to get on this meta report. She's been on here during the set championship season, which is no easy feat. Very, very good player, but she said for weeks, she's like, I really want to be on the meta report, and she did it poetically by beating me, who was also 2-0 going into the final round, and doing it decisively with this deck. And what was so funny about it was the round before, just as tough of an opponent in Ron, playing just a slightly different version of this. I got the 2-0 on him. I was surprised myself, a little bit lucky, as he would tell you, but when I sat down against Kirsten, no chance, not a chance at all. I won the dice roll, and she goes, that's okay. I like going second. And it's all because of this Angel underdog, is where she gets that Angel out on turn 1, and then she can sing the Akud. I even tweeted about this before I even played her that night. She can sing the Akud Etamuti, which she is running 4 of here, into any card of her choice. But primarily she's looking for the legendary Angel to snowball you to death for the rest of the game, because she's a 3/3. And when you have no cards in your hand, she has resistance resist +2, and then for the cost of simply discarding a card, she can just snowball you to death. And it's 2 damage to any of your characters. She can sing Strength. She can sing Zeus, which is just diabolical, and just completely take care of anything that you put down. Very, very good deck. She has the hamster shift line, which we haven't seen in a while, and that hamster is very, very annoying. Former villain of the week. You got your recurring Lilos from the discard. No problem throwing that Lilo in the discard, because she's just going to play it for 1 or 2 ink later on and say, deal with me. I'm going to be really, really annoying. And the most annoying thing about this deck, by far, is the combination of Angel, the legendary Angel, and Doc, because they always have the Doc. But 2 nights this week, I watched Ron play Amber Steel on both Monday and Thursday night, and I watched Kirsten play it against me on Thursday night, and they always find at least 3 of those Docs, and it's just more ammunition for bodies on board and bodies to throw in the discard to snowball you with the legendary Angel. I'm done with it. But that being said, very, very good deck, very good player. I'm so happy to celebrate Kirsten on this video, and she's going to be very happy and probably laughing her butt off at my misery as I just reminisce in it. So congratulations to you. I'm sure we will talk soon. Yeah. All right, back out to the collector store. On Friday night's league, we have Lili from Lorcana Collections here on YouTube as well, going 3-0 with Skylar's Amber Steel. And this version, this is what it kind of in line with what I was talking about with Ron's just a little bit ago. The few differences between this one and Diego's that Kirsten was running is we have the Mulan on the 1-drop, we have a 1 of Vanessa, and we have a 4 of the Aerial Whisper at the 4-drop, that whenever you boost her, whenever there's a card underneath her, you only need to boost her 1 time, because whenever a song is played, while she has a card underneath her, you can draw a card. So a little bit of a draw engine there. That is probably why we see 2 of Della's Moon Lullaby added to this deck, just to give Ariel a little bit more consistency. If you recall from the original Steel songs, there was a sweet spot percentage wise of numbers of cards, song cards that you need in your deck to make the 3-drop Ariel effective, or how you always want to find a song with her and continue your game plan with that. And that's probably no different here. If you got the Aerial package set up, you want to find those songs so you can start finding cards. Of course, Della's Moon Lullaby and Akud Etamuti both draw you a card as well. So there are times where Ariel's on board and those songs get played and they're drawing 2 cards and replenishing their hand. And then, of course, you have Doc giving you 2 cards. And then all of those cards equate to just bullets, snowballs, if you will, from Angel, just chucking them at whatever you have on the board and slowly picking away at your low will-powered character. So Lili found success on the night playing against her father on dogs. She beat a traditional Amethyst Steel, I believe he said, and one of Craig, one of our dearest friends here, always doing some kind of fun brew. Lili got through him as well. And I'm sure it was a very, very fun game, but it's always exciting for me to see the younger generation find success with this game and do really well with it. So happy to see Lili here at the top of the list one more time. It's not her first time, and it definitely won't be her last time. But yeah, check out a link in the description below for all of their content. It's so wholesome. It's so much fun, and love seeing that pop up on my feed almost nearly every day. They're having so much fun with it. Congratulations one more time, Lili. Let's talk about an Infinity deck. And finally, sticking around at the collector store for a very special event on Saturday, we had an Infinity tournament where 13 people showed up with hopes of winning an Enchanted Elsa Ice Artisan from the Winter Spell set that I'm so happy that I was lucky enough to pull just a few weeks ago. My first Enchanted of the set. Very pretty card. But like I said, 13 people showed up for Infinity, which is something we all need to be practicing for the next DLC this upcoming June. Just a few short months away. All cards are legal except one, and you won't find him in this deck. Hiram Flaversham, as of Thursday's Lorecast, is banned, and that ban was in effect for this tournament. So you don't see him here in Justin's Ruby Sapphire Shark Manor deck. And this is, for all intents and purposes, what we left Infinity or core constructed before rotation as being when DKP won the World Championship with a deck very similar. You'll see some new cards in here. Cinderella, a 2 of, which is a great ramp card. She enables some things that we're going to talk about here very shortly. He's got 25 actions in this deck. That makes the Shark so valuable because all of these actions are very, very short, are very low cost, develop, sail, vision. And once he's out there, you can start recurring them by charging him into exerted characters and getting those actions back and gaining lore every time you play them. Of course, Be Prepared is back. Everybody misses that card. And that is a singable song that we will again talk about here in just a little bit. And of course, McDuck Manor, which just comes out there with a 9-body, 4-cost inkable card that just sits there with 2 lore on it and says, you got to deal with me. But before you do, I'm going to wipe your board with this Be Prepared. And how am I going to do that? Well, how about we talk about this new 9-cost Olaf? This 9-cost Olaf comes out cheaper for every action that you have in your discard. Justin's running 4 of them here, and I don't blame him. He has 25 actions in this deck, and by turn 4 or 5, this Olaf could essentially be free, or maybe not free, but very, very cheap. And Cinderella and all the ramp helps you get him there as quickly as possible. Cinderella comes out, she ramps on her turn. On the next turn, she can sing How Far I'll Go. You'll have already maybe played Develop and Sail, maybe even a Visions. Who knows? But all those actions are now going to be in the discard, making that Olaf super cheap. He's a 4/4 quest for 2. And whenever he comes out, the opponent loses 2 lore. So that swing there is just about the same as Pirate's Life with Maui Shark on board. And it's Justin described this Olaf. He's basically McDuck Manor 5 through 8. He comes out there and he can even sing the Be Prepared, which is what I was alluding to earlier. So if you get him out there early and you're running into an aggro situation with dogs or Amber Steel or whatever, low to the ground people they can flood the board with, Olaf can come out after just a few turns, sing Be Prepared, start over, and then Ruby Sapphire is just going to be in complete control. Let's drop a couple manners while we're at it too. Who knows? But looking at this deck is like trying to wrap my mind around being in Infinity again. It's weird to see a lot of these cards come back. Maui Time, the hero to all. We haven't seen him in so long. And of course, there's a 4 of him in this deck for the mirror match and whatever he needs to come out and beat down with his rush and recklessness. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of lines here to probably talk about. No better than Justin can himself, but really excited to get some Infinity off the ground. Hoping that we see a lot more of it. We're going to need some practice. We're going to need to retrain our minds to to expect certain actions and things happening when it's a completely different game when all cards are legal, except of course one of them. I'm kind of rambling now because I wasn't expecting, to talk about Infinity tonight, but I'm also very excited to do it. So this is just a start. I do have the 4 decks. Thank you to Michael, also from Team Snuggly Duckling, who provide the top 4. They did split it. They did not cut the card into 4 pieces like like some people have done with playmats. I did confirm that. I didn't expect that they would. It was more of a joke when I reached out to Justin about it. But the top 4 did split, and it was this deck. It was a Ruby Sapphire items. It was a green steel discard, and it was a green amber discard as well. So congratulations to all 4 of them. Congratulations to Justin for being the top of the list after the split there and making this Olaf exciting. I can't wait for Twitter to start calling for it to be banned in just a few months. So that was a joke. Anyway, let's hit the outro. And that's going to do it. That's going to wrap up this week's local meta report. As I said last week, I don't know when is going to be my last one. I might be back next week, but probably not. Definitely won't be here the week after, as I will be a married mayor and enjoying the married life for some vacation time. But that being said, thank you to everybody who provided their decks. Congratulations to all of you once again on your success with them. Thank you to all of those who tuned in to watch and see these winning decks, and hopefully you learned something. Hopefully you found some entertainment. Hopefully you're taking these decks to your locals and tweaking them and having fun and being creative and enjoying this great game of Disney Lorcana yourself. So thank you for tuning in. We appreciate it. Without you, we'd just be 4 people sitting here talking to ourselves and enjoying this game. But with this community, community, this great community. We get to enjoy it as a whole, and can't thank you enough for your support. If you do like this kind of content, please like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications for any kind of Rules of Villainy content. We have this video. We have Deck Test Tuesdays, where Kirsten and Andy go live every Tuesday night to test decks that they want to test. They test decks that you want to hear them or see them test, and they have fun doing this. So tune in on that weekly live stream. Of course, the podcast proper drops every Friday, and we have a whole slew of hosts that are rotating in and out and having fun with that, and hope that you're enjoying that as well. And as I said at the top of the video, please consider tuning in this upcoming Saturday, April 4th at 11 a.m. here on the Rules of Villainy channel and the Impact Gaming Center Twitch stream. We will be broadcasting a set championship triple case tournament. It's going to be so much fun, so much great Lorcana, Disney Lorcana that we always have when we host these kind of events, and hope to see you there in the chat. If you are a local, please come sign up, come play, and hang out with all of us. It's going to be a blast. It's a great store over there, and we always have a good time. So hope to see you there. Until then, happy questing.